So, this little guy is basically a USB switch. You input your devices here, keyboard, mouse, whatever else, and then you would output to each of your computers. This little port here is just a power port, and then here's the button. This is neat, this is fun, this is whatever. The problem is that you have all these cords everywhere, and if this was just sitting on your desk, you now have 4 cords going fucking everywhere, and it's not a very clean setup. So this is going to get, and its case is going to get, I don't know, I will use the case again, but I'm going to make a mount for the case to hide it underneath my desk, and then we're going to use this length of thin gauge wire and this button to basically this button is going to go under my desk or on my desk somewhere, so I can push the button and then it'll switch without having to see this thing at all, which would be nice. So as much of a mess as I am here, I try to not be at my desk because it's a relatively small desk. And it sucks super hard when it's messy. Hey, you're gonna cut your finger. Real men don't cut their finger, they just get rid of a little bit of blood. Didn't need all of it, you got some extra, you know? Basically, I'm just stripping these ends here while I'm waiting for that to heat up. This is the wrong soldering iron to be using for this, but we'll persevere anyway, and if it sucks super hard, I might get a different soldering iron. Alright, now that that's warmed up, see if we can, maybe, just maybe, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna hold on to this thing. Maybe we'll, I don't really care about the button, but the rest of the thing I do. I'm just heating, it's got 2 legs on it. I'm heating one leg and pulling on the one leg and then heating the other leg and just dancing back and forth until I get it out. It's kind of a pain in the ass to hold on to. Maybe I should put this in a vise of some kind. I don't really have one, I guess. Just realized I may have been covering up the frame entirely. Oh. Almost. No, come on. I just have to man up and grab it with my fingers. Yeah, it wasn't that hot. Okay. Sick. I'm gonna try to get this cleaned up. And then we'll take the ends of these wires, and while holding 8 things at once, I'm going to tin them so that way they stick. Oh, come on, work with me here. Probably covering the frame again. I'm going to tilt my head and do this next one. Now that I've done that, now I can crop them a little shorter. This one's kind of got a lot on it. Try to take some of that off. Now hopefully these holes on here are going to be big enough to get this wire in, because if it's not, it's going to be kind of a problem for me. I need something to hold on to this for me. This is kind of getting ridiculous. There we go. Hopefully that'll stay just enough for me to do this. I promise I'm not normally this shaky. This is just kind of difficult to do. Realistically, if I had some sort of a vise or something, this would be a whole hell of a lot easier, but I also don't know which side to heat, so let's try both. Oh, apparently the back side. I suppose that was where the solder was. Yeah, there we go. Cool, that actually looks kind of legit. Now, just gonna add a teensy bit of solder to these, and hopefully they kind of looks like dog shit. And then I better trim those down a little bit because they look a little long. Cool. And also these need to be able to disconnect from that because this has to go through the hole. I can't feed it through the opposite way. So it has to get detached at some point. So we'll see if I can get these kind of trimmed down. Basically just cutting the insulated part off here so that I can crimp it and solder it. Kind of abnormal. You shouldn't have to do this if you get the right size connector, but I didn't. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, is he gonna cut his fingies? Who knows? So there's that. As you can see, the wire in there is it's loosey-goosey. It's got 3 miles of room in there. So I don't really know how this is going to work out. So basically, I'm just using one side of the crimp connector just to crimp it. And it's kind of gross. And I'm not a big fan of it. But that's all I got. So that's what we're doing it with. And at the end of the day, this doesn't have to carry like hardly any current. It's literally just to make and break contacts so that way this thing knows to switch. And that's it. So that kind of works. So we're going to do the other one. So then I'm going to dump a shit ton of solder on these and hope that they don't go anywhere. Even though they might go somewhere. Alright, let's do the other one now. This one kind of looks worse than the other one. I don't know. We'll go with it. Solder's cheap. Feed a bunch in it. Who cares? Alright. Cool. Then I'm going to heat shrink these. That smells terrible. Ooh. Kind of thinking I should have... Yeah, I made a mistake here. That's okay. I probably don't even need to heat shrink these, really. I should. I don't know. It's not carrying high voltage. I don't think it really matters all that much. Just so long as it plugs in and stays there, should be fine. Yeah, I think that'll be alright. Something a little wider in here. There is. Will that fit? No, that should fit. It's pretty large. That'll work though. Then I'll just heat shrink that onto my desk. Okay, so it did work. So we're just gonna go through, and it goes back in the case. Oh, this button guy also needs to get. Basically, it's just kind of in there. It needs to be not in there. So, goodbye button. Yep. Alright, there's that. Then we're going to utilize the buttonhole. I would like to put like some sort of a strain relief on this. Oh, and I could do that actually. It's very half-assed, but we're going to use these LEDs as strain relief. I'm sure that's going to be fine. Yeah, let's just not worry about that. So let's tuck them around it nice. There we go. There. That seems fine. Alright. And this guy goes back on here, like so. There we go. So now all I've done is relocate the button, and then this is going to go underneath here, essentially like that. And then this will be up in my desk, so I can just hit the button. Yes. Shit, I hope it works. We'll see. I don't know.